Okay, so I'm about to do a Zoom workout session. With this particular client, we are spending a lot of time working on his shot. We're really trying to improve the synchronization of the energy with this shot. A lot of times, by the time he starts to come out of his knee bend, the ball's late. So I guess it's kind of hard to explain. So here's probably the best way that I can explain it to you. Here's my client taking the shot. Okay, so that's his fast motion free throw. Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down for you so I can show you the detail that we are working on. So go to 0.25 speed. Okay, so he's gonna bend his knees, and the rhythm and timing that we want with your shot. So you want it to be as smooth, and you want your energy to be as synced as possible, so that you can get the most power throughout your shot. And so generally, when he shoots it, so you'll see his knees. As soon as he comes out of his knee bend, the ball's right here. So ideally, we want the ball to be more around here so that your hand can get under it. So now as your legs start to come out of its bend, you're shooting straight into your shot. So now because this ball is late, by the time he gets out of his knee bend, his ball's still coiled and he has to use a lot of his arms to finish that shot. So what we're trying to do is sync it a little better. So by the time he gets, like, his hand's under the ball now, but he has no more legs left. So we want to connect that better so that he has way more positive energy, so that he's working for himself instead of things working against himself. So that's why a lot of what you'll see coming up, what we're working on is trying to get the ball here while his knees are still in more of a bend, just to sync it up better. So we've already been working on a lot of drills to try and combat that, to try to fix that habit, to try to implement new habits, slowing down, doing progressional work so that we can work our way up to going full speed while also still implementing the new habits that we're trying to build. So a lot of what you'll see today is us just going through those progressions. So all right, let's get into it. Okay, what do you focus on when you looking at the rim? What's your target? What do you look at?
The back of the rim.
Back of the rim?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So,
Grab the chair first.
yeah.
Okay, put it at like a comfortable range first. Let's go like a warm up range first. So whatever. So we're gonna do 3 sets of 5. So we're gonna go 3, and each time we're just gonna progressively push the chair back. So let's make 5. Try sit more on the edge of the chair so you don't like lean back. You know what I'm saying? Like you could probably sit a little bit more into it and not have it lean. I just don't want you to be like leaning back too far.
That's fine, I think.
Okay, now I want you to sit in the chair. Now you're just gonna time it, but you're gonna time it as you stand up. So you're gonna stand up into your shot. We're gonna make it 2 motions. So it's gonna go 1, and then when you stand, that's gonna be kind of like, you know what I mean, sync the. Okay, is that 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so then now do the back. Go behind the chair and now do those. Do 5 of those. Okay, so it's kind of choppy on. We were going from my computer to his phone. So I just decided to bring up Zoom on my phone and do it from phone to phone. It just seems to work out better that way. But I don't know how yet to record the conversation from my phone like that, so I just have it screen recorded. So I'm just going to break down the action like this. So after we do those first progressions, then we want to add layers. So we add a dribble, and we still have the chair there because we want the chair to be accountability for where we want him to pick up the ball about. We have him progressionally do right dribble and left dribble, and we go into Like right here, he's going into 1-2, going right, and then he's going to go 1-2, going left. We also do into a 2-foot stop, into a jump shot, just to work on that option as well. And then we also have him spin it to himself so that he can work on catch and shoots. So we just progressionally work, and you see how he's doing a pump fake just to get an extra rep of him working on his timing, forcing the ball to go all the way up to the release point and then come back down and then refine that timing. So that's what he's doing right here. Okay, so then we get into, I just wanted to test his limits a little bit, and so I had him start going right and left, and so since he used to get his jumper off late, in terms of his hands would come up late, I wanted to force him to work on his ability of hang time. So we just add, let's try and hang and shoot it at the peak of your jump, just to force you to have to work on that ability. Obviously, it's not necessarily what we want him to do every time, but we want him to be able to have the capability to do it. So I had him do a couple going right and then a couple going left, just so that he can get a feel for it and see what it feels like, things like that. So after we'll go through some stationary things, some very mechanical, very conscious learning, then I try to push it more into unconscious development. And so we teach the skill, he learns the skill, now let's try to perform the skill without thinking about the skill. So through all that first part of the workout, he's thinking about the skill, he's thinking about very specific things, and so now, as you saw me reference before, at the beginning of the video, like what do you focus on, what do you look at when you shoot. So now I just tell him, okay, I want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on that so strongly that you can't think about anything else. And so I have these reps: 10 1-2 pull-ups, 10 skip 2-foot pull-up, 10 sidestep into space pull-up, which we didn't really figure out today because it was hard to explain it over video in a way that he understood. And then 10 pump fakes into a step through floater pull-up, and then we want to go to his max range and see how many he can hit just from spinning it to himself. And then we throw some free throws in there. So that's what you're about to see coming up. So like right here, he's going right into 1-2 pull-ups, and we're keeping track. And I tell him, all your job is to focus on the spot on the rim, do your reps, all count. Each rep though, mentally lock in. That's all we're working on. Don't think about your shot, think about your spot on the rim, and just let your body do what we have taught it. Let it do what it knows how to do. And if we mess up there, then we learn, okay, that's what we need to work on. But we want to learn what your body knows how to do in the subconscious, and so then we'll consciously work on that. But let's build the mental side of your shooting so you get locked in on your target. So in the game, when it comes down to crunch time, things like that, you've already mastered. You don't think about your shot, you think about the rim, your placement on the rim. So now you're just playing the game, and you're not thinking about the specific things, which is where you want to get to, in my opinion, to reach your peak performance. So that's really the trick with these. That's what we're doing. I'm just trying to work on his mental threshold so that when he starts making 3 in a row or he starts missing 3 in a row, he's not thinking about those either way. All he's thinking about is next shot, back of the rim, just visualizing. And then the more he can get better at that, then the more when game time comes, he's already mastered that technique, and he's no longer in his own head thinking about specific things. So that's what the whole second part of the workout is. All these things that we're doing, that's what that's all about. So during all these reps, I'm not really saying much. If I'm saying anything, I'm saying, come on, lock in and focus, because I can see his body language and things like that starting to become negative. And so I'm really wanting him to work on his mind, work on mastering that, so throughout this part of the workout, I'm not saying very much. I'm just letting him shoot, and I'm counting the numbers in my head, and when he shoots 10, I just let him know what he got out of 10. Yes, while he was shooting, I was taking down stats so that we can be accountable and we can know what we got to get to in order to be better. So we got some ways to go, but we still got a long time before the season. So just every day grinding, every day getting better, and by the time season comes, we'll be ready. So let's go.